Low Hill Fire Station in Liverpool.
Central 4-1, Station Officer Hollis.
It's 6 o'clock on Friday, the start of the night shift for White Watch.
You got 5, Bill?
Yeah, all in, 5 and 5.
Yeah, 5.
We can turn out. 4142.
What is it, Bill?
Smoke issuing from a house, Daisy Road.
Both machines.
Gary Hollis is White Watch's senior officer. His sub-officer is Billy Walsh.
What is it, house job?
Yeah. What is it, Gary?
Smoke issuing from a house, Daisy Road.
Breathing apparatus, or BA as it's known, allows the firefighters to work even in the thickest smoke.
The start of the weekend, it's our busiest time. The kids are off, they stay up late. Sometimes at the weekends we don't even get back to the station. Go from one call to another to another.
An infrared camera fitted to Brian's helmet will get us as close to the fire as the firefighters themselves. The family escaped from the house before White Watch arrived.
Right. Get yourself out.
It's in the kitchen, straight through at the back.
The team discovers that something's caught fire in the kitchen, which is in the corner of the living room.
Don't open up yet, Paul's upstairs.
The upstairs doors are being closed to prevent smoke spreading to the rest of the house.
Listen, you two better get out, you know. Paul! Come on down and get open up.
Opening the kitchen door will feed the fire with air and could give it a route to spread.
Okay, go on.
What is it? I don't know, something on the floor.
Spin back. What's that real then?
The family's 3 children are next door being looked after by a neighbour.
We can add it if you want. We've got an oxygen therapy set. We can give the baby some oxygen.
Yeah, lovely. Do you want to put that round? Yeah, can you lift that up?
Did you have any of that horrible
Do you want to
smoke?
have a little breathe of this?
This is nice. Go on.
Yeah, you hold it then. That's your way. Go on here, fellas.
Yeah. What is it?
You want the bin?
The bin, yeah.
Oh, then.
There's a box of matches there.
Is there any chance you can come into the house with us?
We'll be back in a minute.
That's where it was, in the bottom there. There's a box of matches there. Now, I know you use them to light the cooker, but if no one's been in here, there's no gas, no electricity, you don't smoke.
No.
There may be a chance that your son's been playing with matches while he's been out here, because I can't think of any other reason. Do you mind if I have a word with him?
Yeah, you can have a word with him.
Do you want to be there? Because he might not...
He might start crying, but I don't know.
I've just had a word with your dad.
Can I just tell you about Dave? He did very well because he looked after his little brother.
Hey, that's great, that. Did you get him out, did you? Yeah.
Amy.
Now, so your name's David. Well, the only reason I'm asking you this, just so you don't get upset, is whenever I go to a fire, I have to do a report. And in that report, I just have to say what the damage was and stuff like that, so that your mum and dad can claim on their insurance. Now, mum and dad don't smoke, do they? No. You were the last one in the kitchen. Did you see the bin on fire?
I walked in, there was all the smoke. Couldn't see
The smoke. But you've been in washing the dishes before that, haven't you?
I was tired.
You're tidying up, yeah. Don't get upset. You've done all right there. You've got your little brother out and everyone's okay. Did you play with any of the matches?
No,
You sure?
I'm sure.
Right. Because there's no electricity there, you see, because electricity sometimes starts fires, doesn't it? And gas does. And people smoking do. But there's none of that there. And I'm a bit lost to find out what caused it. Because you were the last one in there, you might be able to help me. Do you think you can?
My dad was downstairs, he went upstairs to watch the football.
Yeah.
I was tidying up, then I walked in and it was...
Amy says, shh. I'm not saying you have. Oh, who's that? There's been a little lesson in your house there, hasn't there? What could happen if your kitchen goes on fire?
Your house will go on fire.
Amy, do you want to go back to your house?
Well, you've done well there. Was your little brother upstairs?
He's
downstairs.
All right, come on.
Does he sleep on
I'll
the
take you
pram?
back to your dad then.
Push him out in the pram, did you?
Oh,
By the telly.
yeah, or me.
That's it, Les. We can head back now.
I said he'd done very well. You know, he'd shut the door, he'd raised the alarm, he made sure, he made sure everyone got out. So, but he might do a little call and talk to her. Okay.
4-2. Hello, Central 4-2, fire call over.
Central 4-2 in.
Central 4-2, proceed to alarm evacuating line to station city centre over.
Receive, proceeding, Central 4-2 over.
You get that, Les? Yeah.
On his way back to the station, Billy's been called in to help city centre crews.
Lime Street's Liverpool's main station, so I should imagine there'll be a lot of upset travellers at this time.
It's the busiest time of the week, and the railway station is packed.
Mobile incident, Central 3-1 over. Proceed, Central 3-1 as well.
Oh, Central 4-2 in attendant over.
Central 4-2 well.
You gone in, Dave? The officer in charge from C3 is now investigating the alarm.
One day, back into the Eastern Express and stop everyone going home.
If the station's evacuated through an alarm, then it disrupts everything. And it could well be just an enthusiastic cook in here, you know, with the beef burgers. What was it?
Yeah, ovens. Seems to be an incorrect detector.
Hopefully we'll get them back in as quick as we can then. I think they're happy to get the train, aren't they? We'll get run over now. They're happy to get the train. There's a few people fed up there.
Bad day all around.
Mobile, go ahead over.
Novo, Central 4-2 now, mobile available. Central 4-2 over.
To Central 4-2. Central 4-2, fire call over.
Central 4-2 in.
Proceed to house fire number 93, St. Domingo Vale.
Receive, proceeding, Central 4-2 over.
Central 4-1 mobile, proceed over.
I think 4-1 are going as well.
Gary's also on his way, but he has further to travel.
Several calls have been received over.
Cases report, got several calls.
Kitchen?
It's a kitchen. Okay, look.
Lady at the house said there's definitely nobody inside. No, if you stay here for the time being, please.
What is it? Just plant.
The fire has spread to several areas of the kitchen. A gas extinguisher is used to cut off the air supply to the flames.
Come on, kids, away. In the peep show, come on.
I goes down there because the busiest have got my son on a burglary and I left the chip pan on and come back.
You alright? She's sleeping in hospital. Oh, she's crying.
Is there much damage, John?
Yeah, flat down the window train bell. We requested an ambulance to come and give you two just a quick glance at, okay?
Alright, Tracy.
No, you don't. No, you don't. Come on.
How do you know those?
Because I know you don't. I've asked who lived there on a shift.
We'll have to go see Grandad.
So they must have put it on the sink, turn the taps onto it. That's how it's done that much damage, isn't it? Yeah. And that ring was on.
The occupiers left the chip pan on, and when she came back, she found that the chip pan was actually on fire. So she threw it into the sink to try and extinguish it, where it then has got hold of the curtains, ignited the curtains, and of course, the surrounding timber framework. Once it's reached that stage, it's extremely dangerous if you don't know what you're doing.
The safest way to put out the fire would have been to smother the blazing pan with a damp cloth.
So your mum's gone to hospital now?
We've had to turn your water off because your taps are burning.
Yeah. What time's it, mate?
I'm not telling you not.
Gary's crew have just arrived.
What was it?
Chip pan.
You back to the ranch?
Yeah. We've just been in Burger King, like. There's absolutely hundreds of people really fed up.
We're in the pub upstairs.
No. Well, they were all evacuated. They were all evacuated out, so... Yeah. Anyway, we'll get back.
Fires I have been to.
The kind of jobs that you can get seem to vary with the time of day. Bedroom fires seem to occur either first thing in the morning, last thing at night. Chip pans at tea time, but we also get them when the pubs are throwing out. They come home, slightly the worse for wear. Put the chip pan on and forget about it. Chip pans and bed pan.
It's 9 o'clock and a call's come from the hospital. On his way back to the station, Billy's been called to deal with it.
What's happened here is somebody's got themselves stuck in the lift. For some reason, there's been a malfunction, so we've now got to go and try and retrieve them from the lift. We're going up to the...
Yeah, well, we want to get there before you smash the doors out. We can't smash them. Oh, sorry. We're quite tame. Oh, it makes a change. I know, I was there when you smashed the doors out this time. I was on shift. Was that the hydraulic lift? You're all right in there?
The lift has been stuck for 40 minutes.
Sorry.
Yeah.
You load it down from the top, you turn it down by hand.
If we can... Yeah. They're just organising themselves up top. Don't worry, girls.
Billy's team must get the doors open and wind the lift to the right floor.
Are you up in the motor room yet?
Yes, we are. Have you opened the door yet?
No, we haven't. Certainly people who are in any way claustrophobic, who dislike travelling in lifts, they sometimes panic. The elderly sometimes have a problem in a lift if they're in for any length of time.
Gary's still on his way back to the station.
If you look ahead, this is a typical evening.
You're going to like me up when we get in? The bottom of Bowl Street.
I don't think you can all get in. In fact, I think you're having trouble getting into your dress. On the right, on the right. I'm just meant to watch the traffic, driver. Keep your mind on your driving, keep your eyes on the road. You see a fireman in uniform, and they've had a few drinks and they all go wild, but if you met him in the street in your normal everyday clothes, he probably wouldn't look at you twice.
Speak for yourself.
They're all out on the ale. They'll be busy. Mind you, this place was heaving when I was a lad. The Beachcomber, the Babaloo, the Checkers.
This place was warehouses when you were a lad.
I'm not used to watch the Beatles and the Rolling Stones.
Yeah. Curved there. But a bit better than the Rubettes, though, weren't they, Dave?
Back at the hospital, the lift has been stuck for more than an hour.
Hello, John. Listen, could you take the lift down a bit more till we tell you to stop?
Your mate's gone too far. Now leave that. We've got the door open upstairs.
Okay.
But he's gone about that far too far. He wants to lower it down to 7.
The risk of falling down the lift shaft makes it dangerous to climb out.
Who is it?
Right, we want it lowered in, John. About 5 feet.
When we got in, pressed the ground button. It went down to 5 and went back up to 6, and that was it.
You just stop that.
So Saturday it's 20 past 8.
What's the problem, John?
It's quite difficult to try and get it to wind back down, whereas it's quite easy to wind it up over.
Well, if you just stand by, I'll send somebody up to the next floor, just see if we can get the 8th floor open over. Just stand by.
Are you on the 7th floor?
This is 7th, yes.
Just tell him to pop in that wall there, room 9, and that's my husband's. Because he's supposed to be ringing me to see whether my home's safe.
Ready when you are. See you later.
Sounds like they're out.
After an hour and a quarter, the 3 people are out of the lift.
That's it.
As well as the normal people who live here. If you can call the people who live in Liverpool normal. There's 65,000 residential students as well. The intelligentsia of the future. They're the bane of our life. When they've spent their money on books and sandwiches, they don't seem to be able to walk properly and have to lean on fire alarms to make their way into the flats.
Central 4-1, fire call over.
Central 4-1 in, over.
Received a flat on fire, Grisdale Road, Robson Street, Everton, over.
Received Central 4-1 mobile, flat on fire, Grisdale Road, Robson Street, Central 4-1, over.
Central 4.
You get that? Set, John.
Central 4-2, now mobile.
Billy's crew are also on their way.
Yeah, this one on the left here.
It's that one there on the first floor.
Smoke appears to be coming from a first-floor window.
You tell the fellas to be careful as well. It's used by drug users. Needles.
Take it over.
Syringes. Whoa! You ready? Get your hold of
Some of the flats are occupied, some are unoccupied.
Even though the flat's boarded up, there are signs that someone's been using it. 2 firefighters are inside searching for people and fighting the fire.
Everything's definitely clear in there, pal.
The problem with the flats is they contain a building board called Plaschem, which once it gets going...
Inform the lads, it's clear to knock any tins off they require.
Received, over. Yeah, the premises contains stuff called Plaschem, which once it gets going really burns well. So we get a 3-pump attendance to this, in case we need additional water or manpower.
Bob, tell them they're all right to knock any of the tins off, judging by the noise.
Clear to knock any tins off, all right?
We're knocking the tins off, the corrugated iron off the windows, so we get some ventilation in. And as we speak, the BA-men are on the way back now.
Watch yourself when you go in, there's loads of needles.
Yeah.
Okay. We're just going to take another tin off.
Yeah, me you know.
The smoke's quite thick inside, but it's that acrid smoke, it gets on right in the back of your throat, and you don't need very much of it at all before you start feeling uncomfortable.
I was just sitting in the living room and I seen all the flashes. No one will come round here because of all the smackheads, as I call them. Now, this is the last resort, setting fire to the place. As soon as you go out, they'll be all laughing at you. They'll come back and we don't know what they're going to do. It's just a living hell to have these flats the way they are.
It's obviously been opened up by people who want to use it to come in and feed the habit and use it for drugs, and I don't know whether children have come in afterwards and for a bit of fun they've obviously set fire to the furniture that was remaining here when the occupier left. And you can see by the damage it's been contained within because of the corrugated iron and security measures, so it's contained the fire and it's been burning for quite a long time, I would imagine. If you just look in there, the syringes, oil, the place is just full of syringes, needles.
More than likely methadone.
Normally when the flats are unoccupied, they isolate the power so people can't come in and use them, but obviously some enterprising person has managed to bridge the meter, so there's actually power on, and they must be using the fridge to store the drugs for their habit, because it's the only electrical item that's in here, and it's actually working now.
Right, boys.
Good morning, George. See you.
Yeah, see you tomorrow.
Here's the big one after, like.
Yeah.
In which area of Manchester did L.S. Lowry spend most of his life?
The Arndale Centre. Well, that's not there, no one.
Well, if you know it's strange, you don't know it.
Which major valley links Inverness and Fort William?
Oh, hey! Silicon Valley.
Frankie.
Patient reported, Lenosa close.
Patient reported, Lenosa close. Which block's that?
Middle block, Shield Park.
White Watch have been called to a tower block to deal with a person's reported, the most serious type of emergency, where someone may be trapped by fire. The fire's in a flat on the 13th floor.
Can you
While Gary and the BA teams take the lift to the floor below the fire, Billy attaches a hose to the block's internal piping system. Water needs to be pumped to the 13th floor to put the fire out.
Okay, keep water on.
Gary's team have found the flat. It's across the corridor from the stairs.
Oh, Gary, listen, you've got water, Gary, if you can hear me. You've got water. Okay?
Gary, can I have your torch?
Yeah.
The smoke's very thick. Anyone inside the flat won't be able to survive for long.
Over here! Over here! Come here, we get you out! How many is there? How many here? Bob? You got him? Okay, Bob. Right, I've got him. I've got him. Okay, I'm with you. Yeah, it's all right, I know where I am.
Yep. Send you down.
Is anybody in there with you? Are you on your own? Is there anyone with you? Yeah.
The man insists there's someone else still inside. The search must continue.
Anybody else? Yeah, I've got one, yeah. I just asked him if there was anyone else with him, and he said yes, but he's a bit confused, like. Yeah, that's clear. That's what we were. Is that clear, yeah? Yeah, all is clear. Is it all clear then? That bedroom's clear.
Anyone else in there?
Can't find anyone.
Anyone else in the back with you? Yeah, one more in there.
While the BA teams continue to search, another crew tackles the fire in the kitchen.
Yeah, this is clear, yeah. We're out in here. One of them torches. It's down there, mate.
The firefighters are convinced there's no one else in the flat, but the man's worried that someone or something is still inside.
He reckons there's someone in there, but I don't know if he's good. You got them windows open, Jack? Yeah. Is anybody else in? No, there's no one there then. Do you want your coat?
The man has inhaled a large amount of smoke, but is refusing medical treatment.
Yeah, the fire's only in one flat. There's a bit of smoke on the floor above, and I need some lighting in the flat on the 13th floor over.
People on the floor above have also been affected by the smoke. A woman's being taken to hospital.
Yeah, the paramedics are trying to bring the lady out from the 13th floor, 14th floor. This is the seat of the fire. The occupier's gone to bed, left his chip pan on, fallen asleep. Although it's only a tiny chip pan, you can see by the amount of damage, the amount of smoke damage, that he's very lucky to actually get out. The heat's cracked the windows, both sides burnt the cupboards, and completely smoke-logged the flat.
The man's determined to go back inside his flat.
Can I go on my back?
Put your shoe on and I'll come and show you your flat. And if you think you can live in this...
Did you get my gizmo?
I haven't found him yet. Says your budgie.
Yeah.
Come on.
You be the back of the fridge.
Oh, well.
You don't wear him.
The fridge is outside on the veranda now because it was burned. Come on, come have a look.
You burn my gizmo.
Come on. Just watch where you're going because your carpet's up there.
Come on, Giz.
Did you leave?
Giz. I'm looking at my animals.
We'll have a look for your animal.
Oh, yeah.
I'm more concerned with you at the moment.
Yeah.
You've had a good belt of smoke, haven't you? You've had a good breathing of smoke.
Yeah, that's okay.
All right.
This wasn't on fire.
Look at the smoke. It doesn't have to be on fire.
You don't actually know until you get into the house if there's anyone there. It's impossible to say if there's anybody there.
I think he was a bit drunk, and if someone came in like a smoke-filled room and he started shining a torch in the space saying we're getting you out, you know, with a face mask on.
He probably didn't know where he was anyway.
I don't think, he probably thought it was some aliens or whatever, I don't know. and just take them out. Some of us are aliens, aren't we?
Probably did when he saw you.
He's all right now. He's been taught the error of his ways. Can you take the damage for us, Jim?
Yeah, I've just got the...
He's slightly the worse for wear for drink, and there's also evidence of tablets on the table in the lounge. He wasn't happy with us being here, but I let him know that while it was on fire, I was in charge, and it was me who was letting him in. He doesn't want to leave, but the rooms just aren't habitable at all. You just play it by ear. Sometimes you've got to be forceful with them, sometimes you just got to let them vent the frustration. He vented his frustration, I gave him a cigarette, and he shook my hand and he apologised. We've got a light in here, we'll go and find him for you.
If we get him, we'll stick him in the office for you. All right.
It's just very unfortunate that men risk injury to get these people out, and then that's what they suffer, abuse.
I turned round to him and said, "You're being abused to fellas who've just saved your life." He said, "I've been better off staying in there. You should have left me."
It's 4 in the morning. White Watch have been back on station for 3 hours. They've been called to a home for student nurses at the hospital.
Come on, Channel 1, Pete.
Oh, here we go again.
Someone's found a way in and decided to do a break glass.
Oh, is that what it is? Somebody leaving the premises has just broken a break glass. They've got all these poor nurses out of bed. And us, of course, like. Have you got your key for the panel? Yeah. You can't get it in the box, you see, without the key.
Can they go back to where it's been?
Well, we need to sort of reset this, because if it's another one as well, it'll just keep ringing, so...
I don't know why they don't keep it over here, actually, this key. It seems daft, this.
White Watch are regularly called to respond to alarms in different parts of the hospital.
So it gets beyond the joke, because the last 3 occasions that I've been here, they haven't had keys available for either the alarm or to get into the area, which means we've got appliances tied up and all these people are outside until someone comes here with the key. Last time we were on nights, we were with us 20 past 4 in the morning, no keys, and it's now 4:25, no keys, and we can't go until the alarm's reset.
I'm not going to college in the morning because of this.
Hey?
I'm not going to college in the morning because of this.
I agree. I won't be there either. I won't be there. Are you going?
I'm not going to college.
That's 3 of us not going to college.
I'm going to work for another 4.5 hours and then I'm going home.
10 minutes later, a set of keys arrive.
Not the right key.
Right?
Not the right key. Different number. That's 1004. That's LS14. Not the right key.
Romeo 3 to Romeo 1. Yeah, that's the wrong key to even get into the cupboard. You can't even unlock the cupboard.
Get me a large screwdriver out of the half kit and bring it in here.
Yeah, they're going to break it open.
We think it's malicious. We cannot do anything. We're trying to get into here to actually...
I have to wake up tomorrow morning.
Well, I'm sorry, somebody has actually maliciously...
I know it's your fault, but somebody has to...
We haven't broken it.
That's it. That should work now. That's it, girls. You can go back to bed. Sorry about the delay. Hopefully they'll get a key next time.
We're all right for the reset, aren't we?
Yes, yeah, okay.
Yes, sounds.
Just when Billy thinks he can go back to bed, he's called to another emergency.
Central 42 in.
Proceed to male handcuffed to tree, West Derby Road, over.
Receive, proceeding. Central 42, over.
Receive Central 42 F1.
Hear that, John? What? Got a rank up to a tree, West Derby Road.
You're joking, aren't you?
Probably just come out the Grafton.
Sorry to wake us up.
Already awake.
This one's the tightest. It's just really... Can't even get me sleeve out. Killing me that much. I don't care about ruining this little shirt, mate.
There's a little cutter on it, you won't feel a thing, don't worry.
Yeah, no worries.
Use that much.
I get married on Friday. I wouldn't mind if they threw the keys over there. Threw the keys anywhere, man. I tell you what the It's not even a tree with loose branches I can get over. It's not going to charge me.
Okay. You just keep your hands still there, okay? Hey, slowly, John, take it up. Slowly, slowly, slowly.
Yeah, there you go.
Keep going. Keep going. Go on, John. Go on.
Oh!
Okay. Okay, one more to go. Release.
Look at the marks in there.
We stopped because his trousers were round by his ankles and she pulled them up, so I run to the fire brigade to get them. You're all right
hey,
now?
Just take it up, John. Okay, John. Take the slack. Go on. Go on. Go on. Okay, go. Okay. Go on. There you go, how's that? There you go.
Can I keep them?
You're all right. You're all right.
Souvenir. You want the tree?
Leave them to the red.
That's what I said. I'll take the tree with me to the wedding.
Going in right now.
Thanks, mate.
You're all right. All the best with your wedding anyway.
Thanks a lot, mate. Should have a silly question. Going on, we're going back to the party.
With that, what?
Going back to the party, like, I want to hit all the people who did this to me.
It's 7 in the morning, 2 hours before the end of the night shift.
Morning, gents. That time again.
Hope you make the dinner better than you make the tea.
Another burnt off for him.
Perfect entry, perfect mate.
White Watch's last call on this tour of duty turned out to be a false alarm. Along with the false alarm at the student nurses' home, it was one of 863 dealt with by Low Hill Fire Station in the last year. The chip pan fires dealt with on the night shift were 2 of 370 house fires the station responded to in the last year. Stephen Devine was the only man handcuffed to a tree that White Watch rescued in the last year. With their help, Stephen made it to the church on time.